Hey, Shane.
Howdy.
Can you believe that this is the first Guillermo del Toro movie we've done on the podcast?
Did we not do Pinocchio?
I don't think we did Pinocchio.
That might have just been a recommendation.
Yeah, because we both went and saw it together because we love Guillermo del Toro and we both really love that movie. But I think we just talked about it on a Whatties episode. I think it was just like in our Whatties episode.
Crazy.
We've never
and
done a Guillermo
slut of the Spooky Boys.
I am King Captain Slut of the Spooky Boys. I've been promoted, which is the Guillermo.
Been promoted.
Yeah, which is our fictional Guillermo del Toro fan club because I love him.
And you've seen all of his films.
I've seen all of his films, save
except for Frankenstein.
One, except for Frankenstein, and one short film I haven't watched of his that I can't remember if I found it or not. It was forever ago that I looked up. It's like 30 minutes long. He made it when he was like a teenager or something like that.
Well, we're already talking about Guillermo. Talk to me. Well, we're talking about Crimson Peak.
We're talking about Crimson Peak. With Frankenstein releasing in theaters soon and then being on Netflix like a week or two after that. We are talking about Crimson Peak because you had not seen this one and have always been fascinated, is my understanding. But
I have wanted to watch this for so long, and I knew it was a podcast item, and so we were waiting for a moment where it would make sense to do it for the podcast.
Yeah.
And now we're here, and I'm living my best life.
It is a funny one to do for the horror episode in October, one of the horror episodes in October, in that it is really not a horror movie in any traditional sense. It's like a gothic romance.
Yeah.
And, it's scary. There's a few scary scenes, but it's a gothic romance. This is not a horror movie. A
couple good jumps.
Yeah. Anyway, what were you saying? I would talk about Guillermo del Toro.
Guillermo, what's your obsession with Guillermo del Toro? I'd
seen most of his movies before I did this, but in college we had to do like a master class on a director. And so the parameters of that assignment were, hey, watch like 3 of this director's movies you haven't seen and 1 or 2 that you have or something. And then like watch some interviews, find what you think about them, kind of find their thing. You know, what makes this director? What are their key traits and what stories are they interested in? And I took that way overboard and watched every single one of his movies and watched like 30 hours of interviews. It feels like I watched directors' commentaries, interviews. Yeah. I watched everything I could because I'm obsessed with his philosophies on storytelling and his philosophies on creation. They've very much informed a lot of my own. But like I really respect him because Guillermo del Toro has made movies like The Shape of Water, Pan's Labyrinth, Crimson Peak, the claymation Pinocchio movie, but he's also made Blade 2 and Pacific Rim and the Hellboy movies. Yeah. And he does not, because he's following, if you look at his career and when his movies came out, he's very much following the like one for them, one for me model, you know? But the one for them is also for him. Yeah. He doesn't treat it like I'm going to do this movie so I can make my next movie. Like I love how he talks about Pacific Rim specifically, where he's like, look, I wanted to take an absolutely ridiculous idea and try to treat it with as much reverence like as an audio-visual experience. Mm-hmm. He's like, there's no way I'm going to make you fully buy into the idea that we built giant robots to fight giant monsters. He's like, it's ridiculous, but I'm going to make a good movie no matter what. And he made an audio-visual spectacle, which is exactly what he set out to do. Yeah. The same thing with like the Blade movies and specifically the Hellboy movies. Yeah. Is he's so romantic about monsters and he's so empathetic towards monsters. Like that scene in Blade, or I keep saying Blade 2, in Hellboy 2, when he like has to kill that creature and it's like really sad. You know, like it's the giant, so like sad. I love that. And so that was kind of my thesis of it was like he's romantic about monsters. And so like the exercise I had the class do for that time that I had, I was like, look, I put up an image and I went, what's the opposite of what you think is going on here? So I put up like this really scary, spooky like artwork I had found online. And I was like, Guillermo del Toro would look at this and find the beauty past the horror. And I was like, what is like a weird log line? And everyone started pitching ideas. It was really fun and cool because that's the way to make really interesting movies is odd angles on things we've seen before, right? Like there's no truly original idea, but can you tell a original story based on things we know, you know? Right. So I love that, and I love his take on all these things. I'm obsessed with him. I love even his lesser great movies I love. Yeah. And so Crimson Peak is one that I watched also in college for that class and really enjoyed. So I'm excited to talk about it. What is your Have you seen all of his movies other than his like early stuff?
Well, yeah, it's the early stuff I haven't seen, and Nightmare Alley.
Okay.
I've seen and Blade 2. So I've seen the Hellboy movies. Those hold such an incredibly special place in my heart. Like, absolutely love the Hellboy movies. Pinocchio is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Full stop. Like, one of my favorite movies. Pacific Rim, I absolutely adore with every fiber of my being. The Shape of Water, I think, is so misunderstood and people are so annoying about it. And I think that movie absolutely shreds and deserved Best Picture.
Yeah.
I like, has he made an actually like full miss? You know what I mean? Like
the only one that I would maybe say is a miss is the movie Mimic, but I don't blame him for that. That was like a lot of studio interference, and even then it has a great creature in it. Like,
it's also his like second movie? First movie, second movie?
I believe
it's his second. It's the second behind Kronos.
Yeah, so he made Kronos, he got that movie, then I think after that he was offered Blade 2, but he was like, I need to make The Devil's Backbone first, and so they waited to make Blade 2 for him to finish that one, which is super cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then then he made Blade 2, and Blade 2 was incredibly successful, and
went on to do Hellboy, Pan's Labyrinth, Hellboy 2, Pacific Rim, Crimson Peak right after Pacific Rim, which is interesting to me. Then The Shape of Water, Nightmare Alley, Pinocchio, and Frankenstein.
Yeah. He's his trajectory and some television, yeah. His trajectory is really fascinating. Because he hasn't really made like a blockbuster in a little while, you know? Like Crimson Peak, maybe you can kind of consider it as mainstream, I guess.
Not as big as everything.
No.
Not as big as Pacific Rim or Hellboy.
Yeah, it's like
or
that is
Blade.
really his like diversion point when he becomes Guillermo del Toro, and that he can just kind of do what he wants to do. Like
the auteur, you know what I mean? Like quote unquote, like at that point.
I like his best movie in the latter half of his career is Pinocchio. Like it's now I love The Shape of Water. I may prefer The Shape of Water like personally, but Pinocchio is like a masterpiece, you know?
Oh, any of these movies, if they were your favorite one of his, you would have every right. You know, Pan's Labyrinth, Hellboy 1, Hellboy 2. Like if any of these were your favorite Guillermo movie, I think that goes to show your taste in genre, because he plays with so many genres, as opposed to like your perceived view of the quality of the film, because there's no knocking the quality of any of these movies. With
truly,
that being said, Crimson Peak is weird, man.
Crimson Peak is a weird movie. Again, from a like audio visual standpoint, kind of glorious in a lot of ways, you know? This story is super whatever. It's
so weird.
Yeah.
This was not what I thought this movie was.
Yeah, okay, so that is actually the first thing I want to talk about, because this movie is not what anyone thought it was. And that is partly because of the marketing.
Yes.
When this came out, it was just marketed, and the trailers just made it seem like a straight over the plate horror movie set in, you know, the 1800s. Early 1900s. Like late 1800s.
I think. Like
so
golden era, or not golden era, Gilded era.
Yeah, so it was done every disservice in that regard of like getting people to see it. I mean, they did what they did to like movies like Drive, where they made Drive just seem like Fast and Furious, and that's not what that movie is at all.
Yeah.
And that is an incredibly tough thing, because then the cultural implications of the movie are affected even if you don't remember the marketing. Like you hear these things that are like, I think people would have liked this movie a little more had the marketing been honest about it. That being said, the movie itself is still super weird.
And if it was just structured a little bit differently, like I don't know the exact minute point we shift from America to England, but it feels too late.
It is a long time into the movie. It's
like 45 minutes in. We're finally at Crimson Peak.
It acts as roughly the midpoint, or they just do a really long first act.
Yeah.
But really long first acts in my opinion, only really work for longer movies.
Yeah.
Because then they don't feel as imbalanced. So it's like, I don't know what structurally that point is. But it's It's a pivot, and it's a pivot late in that film. Like,
yeah, like that genuinely, I think is kind of we're kind of starting with the negative stuff up front.
Yeah. There's plenty to really like in here.
Because like it is so clear that the house is where all of the budget went, where all of the, not all of the budget, but like where
the stuff before is also gorgeous and really interesting. But
for sure, there are sections where I'm like, wow, that feels weirdly rushed. Like there's some editing things at the beginning of the movie where I'm like, did y'all only have like a day at this location? Like,
probably.
Well,
the thing is, they built that entire house, which is again
insane,
expensive.
Yeah,
but it affords them the ability to do the like really interesting shots of like Jessica Chastain like running from her study downstairs, all in a oneer in like a beautiful way. Anyway, yeah.
I did a little bit of research on the movie ahead or since then, and one of the things that I saw was that in talking about the inspiration for this movie, he talked a lot about The Shining being a big inspiration, specifically from the use of this massive set and the haunted house of it all. And it's kind of funny to me because you're at the Overlook Hotel in the first 2 minutes of that movie, not including the opening credits. Like you're in there and you're there for the rest of the movie. Where this, it takes like a long time to get to the thing that was the point.
Yeah.
Not the point, but you know what I mean? Like where I feel like a lot of the creative energy was put. Like obviously like, you know, all of the interiors I think look good. But even then there's like moments where it's like, man, like the editing is weird and choppy at the beginning in a way where I'm like, did y'all not? I would be. There's a lot of ADR too. There's a and I know this is something that I complain about a lot, but there are so many lines that were clearly not said on set and were added after the fact in a way I was like, was this movie rushed? Like, did y'all rush this or like it was
or,
that?
I mean,
kind of
that could have been like he wanted to play, because there's a couple moments I noticed where I was like, he clearly wanted to play it on some level of silence. And maybe studio was like, you have to fill this. You have to give us a piece. Here. So it's like the moment when they first walk into the house, there's like she asks a question and Tom Hiddleston replies. And it's like, that was ADR. That was 100% not set on the day. Like,
yes.
And it was just like kind of like an asinine question of like, it's whatever or something. Like it's colder in here than it is out there. Something, whatever the line was.
Yeah.
But it's like not, I agree. It's not set on the day. This movie does have quite a bit.
There's so many of those where it's like, it's exposition that I feel like I don't know if it's a studio note. I don't know if it's whatever. Like test audiences didn't understand who is who or where they are, and so they had to add things about him being a baronet. Whatever. Like
and who knows? Maybe they heavily prioritized production design over shoot days. Maybe they really. Which is like a valid thing to do for a movie that is so about the production design to me. Like
I wanted to see if it was
I can understand that.
Distributed by Universal. This is the first this is the second movie distributed by Universal, and he has not worked with Universal since.
Yeah,
which I think is slightly
telling.
Interesting.
Yeah,
maybe could be telling. That is like the only. That, and I have one other weird, funny complaint, but that was like the only thing that was like funky to me, was that the structure felt a little off, and the editing, specifically in the first half, like the first quarter or third of the movie, felt really choppy at times. And even so, when they're at the park and there's the butterflies, and then there's the moment where Jessica Chastain and Tom Hiddleston are like having their quiet conversation. It looks like a little rough. Like I'm an editor. I know what things look like. So like I can tell that they had to stabilize the footage after the fact because there's some background warping in a weird way. And like, it's like kind of a silhouette, but also kind of not a silhouette. And it looks a little...
It was like, definitely some post work to make that more... Because I watched a little featurette and they showed the setup for that scene. And I was like, oh, y'all darkened the fuck out of them in post. Like, because it was not enough shade. Yeah, like I literally on that moment I pulled that scene up on Netflix and was like, "Is this my?" Because I have the I have a really I'll grab it in a minute, but I have a really nice 4K of this movie, the Arrow video release.
Yeah.
And I was like, is this just a weird product of the 4K looking different than the Blu-ray? And I looked it up on like Netflix or Amazon or wherever it's streaming. I was like, oh no, this is just how it looks. Like,
yeah, it just looks a little fun occasionally. And it's not, again, it's not in the second half of the movie when they're in the house, doesn't look like that at all. Like it's just, that's like my only thing where it was like, parts of it at the beginning feel weirdly rushed and like there's weird ADR things where it was like, man, it felt like there was studio notes. They ran out of time, scheduling conflict, something like that made some things feel a little funky. My other very small complaint is, man, Charlie Hunnam's accent is bad and Jessica Chastain's accent is worse.
Yeah.
They're
however,
both so good and so well cast.
Yeah.
Like that, it's like such a small, but there were occasionally, it's like, this is me being nitpicky and shitty, but like occasionally it was funny where Jessica Chastain would like be fully American and then say one word with a British accent.
Yeah. I find that funny. It's like, just commit to letting them not do accents. You know, it's like, do a Tom Cruise in, what's that movie, Valkyrie or whatever, where he does a German accent for like one scene and they fade it into an English one and then it just speaks with an American accent.
Yeah.
Anyway, you are completely right about that. I love Charlie Hunnam. Make no mistake. I love Charlie Hunnam.
Oh, I love both of them in this. I think they're both great outside of that one little thing.
Yeah.
But that goes back to the production. Like, it feels like some things are rushed. Like that kind of accent work takes time. Like,
and Charlie Hunnam's not known for that. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Like, he can do a pretty good American accent, but I think he does it like a very specific type, and so he's having to play more posh in this almost, and that's where it falls apart to me. That's the core issue of the accent.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
The budget was $55 million on this. That
feels so low.
That was exactly my point. I was like, okay, that snaps a few things into place for me.
Yeah.
Where it's like, again, like it feels like this needed 75-80 million.
Yeah. Well, and I think they're able to do that because I think by this point in his career, Del Toro is one of those guys people want to work with.
Yes.
So a lot of these actors are willing to take this at a loss. You know, like but he's getting actors like Jim Beaver, the guy who plays her dad, who I love. He's a Supernatural alum, one of the best characters in Supernatural. I love that guy. Bobby Singer, I love you. He's kind of a character actor. Like, he pops up in quite a few things. I'm sure he's not the cheapest. I'm sure he's not like Charlie Hunnam expensive or Tom Hiddleston expensive, but an actor like that is like, I want to be in a Del Toro movie, so I'll work for literally rate. I'll work for the cheapest I can possibly. I guarantee a lot of these side characters were willing to do that to be in this movie.
Yeah.
And to work with him.
Okay, the other thing I found out about this is, do you know who was originally cast as the two main characters?
I have no clue. No.
Benedict Cumberbatch and Emma Stone. Fascinating. Great.
Wait.
Like so good. But so is Tom Hiddleston and Mia, I cannot pronounce her last name. Wasikowska?
I think I would be more fascinated to see the Hiddleston switch than Emma Stone in. You know, like, not to say either of them would be bad, because I do think both that would be a fascinating, different movie.
Yeah.
I just think Cumberbatch would have played the tortured side a little bit stronger than Hiddleston.
Yeah.
In a way that Hiddleston's super reserved about it, which is a great choice, by the way.
Yeah.
This is one of Hiddleston's best performances to me. I think he's really good in this movie.
I don't know one that I would place above it.
Loki from Thor: The Dark World.
Look,
what are you talking about?
He's great.
Oh, he's great as Loki. Yeah.
And like. That's part, like, I'm very willing to have that conversation, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Because he's great as Loki, but he's like doing something completely different in this, but also he's still very Tom Hiddleston.
Well, I need to look up some Tom Hiddleston movies because
Mike Flanagan.
The Life of Chuck, dude.
Yeah,
he's real good in The Life of Chuck.
I mean, I can't imagine that wouldn't be.
It's one of his best for sure.
He played Hank Williams in a Hank Williams biopic that I have not seen, and I heard almost nothing about, but I really like. I wanted to watch it because I like him and I like Hank Williams.
Wow, he is really.
Senior, not junior.
I'm being a little serious about this. Have you ever seen the short film Leading Lady Parts?
No.
Where there's like I'll just read off some of the cast. It's like Gemma Chan, Amelia Clark, Felicity Jones, Florence Pugh, major stars. And the crux of it is they're all coming in to read for a part.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, it's all this like critiques and these casting directors being terrible. And then they're all coming as like, I'm here to read for leading lady part. And it's like, right. And then Tom Hiddleston comes in right at the end. And he's like, I'm here to read for leading lady part. And they're like, no need. You've got it. Like, right. Like he's really genuinely funny. Like really, it's a funny performance. Is like one little scene in it.
I love that.
Anyway, that's a pretty good one. I have not seen a ton of his other movies, but Life of Chuck is one of his best performances for sure. I think in the show Loki, he's giving one of his performances most specifically of his like Marvel tenure. And I don't think he's bad in Kong Skull Island. I just don't think Kong Skull Island is giving him particularly much. I
forgot he was in that.
Yeah, he's fine in it. Like he's not miscast in that movie or anything, but the movie doesn't give him a ton. Crimson Peak is probably his best performance that I've seen.
Oh, fast! So you'd put Crimson Peak above Life of Chuck?
When you watch Life of Chuck, you'll see what I mean. He is not in that movie as much as you think he would be. However, do you know the structure of Life of Chuck?
I know literally nothing about it.
It's essentially like these vignettes, and so he pops in and out, but he's mainly in the middle one. And his performance is great, and he has a very specific thing he's doing, and he has a line that has been permeating my consciousness since I watched that movie and read the short story. But it's either this or the Life of Chuck. This gives him more to do than Life of Chuck does, but Life of Chuck is an incredible movie, one of the best of the year. Watch that one. It's great.
Yeah. That'll come up in later conversations at the end of the year.
For sure.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
All right, let's talk about all the other great, amazing things about this. What do you want to start with first?
I want to start with the cast.
Yeah.
Because this is just littered with people that I really like. I mean, obviously, Jessica Chastain, Tom Hiddleston, Charlie Hunnam, Jim Beaver, Bern Gorman, who plays Holly, the private investigator. I love that guy. He's such a little weirdo.
Bern Gorman. That motherfucker's name is Bern Gorman. Yeah. What a badass name.
Doug Jones. I mean, obviously the master of the creature.
I didn't realize.
He plays Edith's mother, and then the lady he plays the ghosts in it.
Okay, dope.
Which are more practical than you would think. The CGI is a little rough. However, conceptually, I love the ghosts. Like I love what they're doing with them.
Absolutely. The design of the ghosts is absolutely gorgeous. The design of everything is absolutely gorgeous. Well, it's like clearly they have practical plates that they're dealing with.
Yes.
It's the CGI that they're layering on top as enhancements doesn't always sell perfectly.
It feels like an extension in a bigger budget version of what he did in The Devil's Backbone with the ghost in The Devil's Backbone. But the thing I love about it is like when the ghosts like phase through something, it's like they're like breaking through it almost, and it looks like it hurts, and it looks like being a ghost in this world is painful.
Yes,
and they're skeletons. They're like gross and disgusting. And again, that's what Del Toro does best. Is the ghosts in this are not the villains in any way.
No,
they're just like harbingers more than anything.
Yeah.
And yet he still makes them horrific, and I love that.
The only way they're saying, like, you know, her mother's at the very beginning of the movie. It's a warning, but it comes off as like as this
a threat,
evil, horrible thing, and it's her. You know, like she's like holding her child, but it's horrifying. It's very that I'm getting chills just thinking about it.
That's the gothic romance nature of it. You know what I mean? Like that's the really good shit about it.
That's the Mary Shelley of it all, baby.
Yeah, and I mean other people. So Jonathan Hyde. He plays the publisher at the beginning.
Yeah.
Voice of all time from that guy. And also he's in The Mummy, the Brendan Fraser Mummy movie. And anybody who's been in that movie is on my A-OK list in terms of actors in exclusively movies. I don't know if people have done terrible things, so don't quote me on that. But in terms of actors, I like you.
And he was in Jumanji, baby.
And he was in Jumanji.
And he played the dad and the crazy hunter guy. Colonel Mustard or whatever the fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's just, this movie's littered with people that I really like.
Yes.
Both in like very mainstream ways, but also like character actory kind of ways. And I think everyone really does fit their role really well. Everyone understands the movie they're making.
Yes.
And this is something I really respect, is like, the structure of this movie, and Charlie Hunnam, I think, comes across as kind of like a tough macho guy.
Yeah.
And I like that he plays essentially the damsel in distress in this movie. like that's how Guillermo del Toro pitched it to him. He's like, look, you're going to appear to be the hero, and then you're going to be the damsel in distress.
Yeah.
And I really like that. Like,
I love that.
And Charlie Hunnam, that's what made him sign on for it. And I was like, I love that. That's like a really, unnarcissistic, a giving role to play. And I like that. I think that's cool. So
yeah.
The cast in this is just really, really well put together, and I think everyone's really good in it.
Yeah.
As with most Del Toro movies, but this one just specifically, I don't know, it's like a good ensemble he had thrown together. I mean, this and Nightmare Alley. Nightmare Alley has an incredible cast also.
Yeah.
For a movie that I don't necessarily love, but
yeah.
So the cast is great. Do you have anything on them?
No, they're all great.
Yeah. Not a ton to say.
Amazing accents throughout.
Not amazing accents, but
I think that's more prep budget reasons than it is like their. Of course, I would not blame the actors for that.
Yeah.
For that. Let's talk about costuming for like 4 seconds, and then we can talk about everything else. The costuming in this movie is absolutely phenomenal. Oh my God, it is so good. Megan was talking to me about this last night. Shout out, Meg. There's a line that points this out, but the way that they actually design Lucille and Thomas, their costuming is like 15, 20 years old in terms of like what would be in vogue at that point in, I think it's 1901. I pulled it up in 1901. So it's like everybody else in the movie is very much in like the Gilded Age, turn of the century, like upper crust costuming, where they're like 20 years behind. And and it is like very visible in the costuming. Megan also pointed out in the first time we see Lucille, Jessica Chastain's character, she's wearing that red dress, and there's like silk or something that goes up the back of her dress, and she's like, it's a spine. Like you can see the rigid spine of her. Like it's like, oh, it's so cool. Like absolutely, like clearly so much thought and effort went into all of these decisions, and I'm sure we'll continue talking about the design decisions when we start talking about the house. But it's like clearly so much thought went into the design of everything, into the look and feel of the world.
And how, I think you already pointed out, it's like really that 15 years back, but that's for a purpose. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like their characters they've lost their wealth, but also it's to alienate them in that environment. And that's the biggest thing from the design point that I love is the contrast between America and then when they're at Crimson Peak. It's like, oh, okay, so this is really bright, and there's a lot of like, everything is pristine and perfect, and it's
warm.
very warm. Yeah. Because the lighting is one of those things. So Del Toro really wanted this to be like a Mario Bava kind of Giallo-esque lighting, and you can really tell.
but
and not a bad way, in a way that I think's fun.
The first thing I said in the movie is like, remember when movies had color?
Yeah, dude, don't even get me started.
God, every time, I can't remember what. There's a video essayist, I think it might have been an Every Frame a Painting, I can't remember, did a video about like color grading in movies, and a lot of people blame digital cameras, and then you watch Pacific Rim or Crimson Peak that are shot digital and look like this. They're not perfect in terms of like color rendition. Like there's some things where you can tell like where the color grading is a little, overwrought, or there's some digital noise or whatever the fuck. But this movie is gorgeous. Pacific Rim is gorgeous. The color is gorgeous in these in this movie. Like the color contrast, the stories that they're telling with the color.
Yes.
Like I don't think we ever see Tom Hiddleston or Mia Edith, the main character. I don't think we ever see them in red. and we see Jessica Chastain in red.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like she's carrying that with her over to America.
But we see like Edith bathed in red light, like this oppressive red light. You know what I mean? And like that's awesome. That's great.
Yes. I mean, like in the costuming, in the color of the
costuming.
No,
I know what you mean, but like I think that's a fascinating thing, right? Of like Jessica Chastain has that red motif going, and then they bathe the main character, the protagonist and antagonist of this thing.
Yeah,
really good. That's Del Toro's whole thing is like costume design is production design is lighting is cinematography is acting. Like
bars.
It's all a line. There's no this is great or that is great. It's like if one thing is great, it's because everything came together to make it so.
Yeah.
And this movie is a great example because when it is working, it is really working and it's firing on all cylinders. But yeah, the talking about Jessica Chastain also, I think she gets some of the best like motifs in the movie, like through lines, like the butterfly designs and the butterfly idea, like the couches in the movie are, which I read this and I don't know that this is true, but apparently they built some of those, like some of the couches and stuff in 2 sizes. So like when they would punch into a close-up, it would feel like these big back chairs are like oppressively over her. I don't know that is true, but I did read that and I was like, that's a really fascinating thing because you kind of can't tell. It's super cool.
I would believe that in a heartbeat.
Yeah. But like the couch she's sitting on when she's like, I need to leave this house tonight. Something's not right. It's like covered in butterflies. Like they do a lot to. The house is bleeding, for God's sake. Like there's literally parts where red is just oozing from the walls. It's so well made and well constructed. Like the storytelling of the house is gorgeous. Like there's a fucking hole in the roof and it's snowing inside and they're just like, is what it is.
It's like beautiful leaves like dropping down, like the spirals, or not even a spiral staircase, but a staircase that spirals up the room. It's gorgeous and yet it is haunting and horrifying. I want to talk more about the ghost designs because they are like the fact that all of his exes or the people that she murdered are the ones that are covered in red because I imagine they're the ones being dumped in those clay pits, and everybody else who dies of other means are black or white or like look completely different. It's like that's such a horrifying and great choice.
They are affected by the surroundings they're in, or they're affected by how they died, right? Like and they look like they're wet and underwater, like all of the ghosts do, which is that is what I mean by the extension of Devil's Backbone. Yeah. They kind of have this like rippling effect, like the blood that would be coming out of their wounds is like liquidating and like floating up as like mist. It's a really good design choice that I'm very into. Yeah. I would not be surprised at all if Del Toro had like sketches of that he had done and then handed over and it's like, do this exactly, Does he have like one production designer he's been working with his entire career? Because the designs, there is such a through line in the design aesthetic, or is that Guillermo? Like, I have to imagine he's working with somebody who makes these designs because it is so specific and so gorgeous that I refuse to believe that I would be pissed off if Guillermo was also good at that shit too. I'm gonna tell you he is good at that shit, and a lot of those decisions are his. However, he does work with similar like art designers and set decorators, and he works with a lot of those people over and over again. Not on absolutely everything, but he usually works with them a couple movies in a row or something like that. Like specifically the guy, I'm trying to find production designer right there. This will not surprise you. The production designer on this movie also did Bram Stoker's Dracula, which is, by the way, one of the best movies.
It's like hard to describe like exactly what I'm talking about. It's like the creature design of the ghosts is the same as it is in Hellboy, as it is in like, and not just the shape of the creature, the texture of the creature is the same as Pinocchio, is the same as The Shape of Water is you know what I mean? Like,
and again, it is him. He's a painter. He paint like specifically like miniatures and design thing. Like he paints those, and they're gorgeous. Like,
I didn't know that.
Have you ever seen the tour video of his house?
I've seen chunks of it. I haven't seen it in full.
So it's like a 10-minute video.
Yeah.
It was like originally released on, I think, the what's his first fucking movie? Oh my God, the vampire
Kronos?
one. Kronos, yeah. I think it was originally released on the Criterion Kronos Blu-ray. But yeah, you see all these things he's built and painted, and like he is very much a designer. Like you look at that house, and he designs these things with production designers in mind. Like but he is definitely like, he's a collaborator. You know what I mean? So like, I think he's doing these sketches in his notebook that he like. I think his method is he gets a notebook with no lines, and there's no breaking of any. It's just all jobbled down writing over each other, sketches of what he thinks. He does fucking everything. I hate talented people.
It's like it's not just the shape, it's the texture, and the texture is so specific. Yeah. Where it's like I'm having struggle. I'm struggling to put it into words because like again, it's like. The runes on Hellboy's glove is the same as the way the fawn in Pan's Labyrinth is the same at like it's that where it's like if that must just be Guillermo. Like if that is, and I'm so mad about that.
Yeah. Well, he's definitely looking at something and going, this needs to be like this needs to be like, and it just, I think, melds into this cohesive thing through his, I mean, he's the master of the creature, I think, at this point. Like I still to this day think the Fawn and the Pale Man are the two of the best creature ever. Like, if not the two best ever.
Look, people could put 2 or 3 ahead or in that conversation, but anybody who would say that isn't one of the best, those aren't 2 of the best top 10 best designs ever. They're ridiculous.
You have the Xenomorph is the other one.
That was going to be the one.
You know what I mean? Like you have Frankenstein's monster, the Boris Karloff version of Frankenstein's monster, like for a very different thing. But like, I think Del Toro, again, it comes from empathy. The Fawn is not the villain of that movie, even though he kind of seems it. In his first introduction, you don't quite trust him. Yeah. But yeah, like good shit. He's very good at what he does. He's a very clear. I don't believe in auteur theory, but he has a clear auteur like driving force that he has other people help him execute. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Like it is. They are executing his vision. You know what I mean? Like they are adding their own. Every movie feels different from each other because he's working with different people every single time.
They're doing the things he can't physically do, but they've mined his brain so much that they're basically he's basically 3D printing what he's seeing in his head onto stuff. You know what I mean? Like essentially.
If that isn't the closest possible relationship with one specific designer or artist, then it is exactly what you just described. Yeah. Him 3D printing his vision into their hands.
Yeah. It's fascinating.
And that's incredible. Like
because all of his movies, even his like lower budget ones, even fucking Pacific Rim in Blade 2, the designs of the sets and locations are so specific.
Yes.
And huge. He has a way of like, so many of those scenes in like The Shape of Water, for instance, take place in that like tank room, but it feels massive and it never feels boring, and it never feels like, it doesn't feel like they're putting the camera in the same 4 places because it's really the only place they can put the camera. It feels like they built this whole environment so he could just live in it and make a movie inside of it, and it's amazing.
Yes. I mean, and that is definitely the case with the house.
Yeah. Oh, you know
yes, I mean?
yes. Yeah.
Like that, I mean, it's got to be one of the best sets ever. Like, I can't think that set is absolutely incredible. And like, it looks like his house. He was like, "Hey, can I just move in?
Yeah.
Can I take this and put this in my house?"
Yeah. It reminds me, you talked about The Shining at the beginning of this. It reminds me of The Shining, the Overlook Hotel sets, where they're just these giant rooms and little people inside of them. Like, you're just tiny, like human beings inside of them. And it's great. It's fascinating.
I wish the movie was more of that. I wish we got there sooner, and we spent, because it's a 2-hour movie, And I wish we spent an hour and a half in that house, not
if you just flip like 15 to 20 minutes of it, like take 15 or 20 minutes out of the beginning and put it over here. But like that's the gothic romance of it, is you really do have to spend a lot of time on the romance part. And so that's a lot of the beginning of like this flirtatiousness, this extended dance sequence, this like all of that stuff. It's like, it's important. It really is. But I do think you could have shaved some time and added a little more time in that house, because that house is fucking awesome. Like,
yes.
And like the whole idea of the clay seeping through the snow when people are walking, it's so good.
So good. It's so gross. I love it.
Yeah.
Like,
good movie.
The CGI on the clay isn't great, but I still love it. I love how goopy and digital-ish it looks. I don't know why. It's still just absolutely. It
adds a nice contrast. You know what I mean? Like, it really draws attention to itself in a way that's like a lot of times not great, or in a lot of other movies would not be great, but in this one works really well.
So it doesn't bother me.
Yeah, like anime has done this recently where they've really started transitioning from like traditional animation, like drawings and stuff, to a CGI on top of it for a lot of things, and it sucks. But like there are certain ones that do that, where like in Demon Slayer, a lot of times the demon like goop or whatever will be CGI to really contrast it. Yeah. And it's like it doesn't always work. But in this movie, that same principle is used flawlessly. Like it's I don't know. Talk about working within your constraints, and Guillermo del Toro said, "Hold my beer," and then just like made a movie that seems way more expensive than it was.
The fact that it was made for $55 million, I think, explains some of the issues that I have with it, and also is incredible that he was able to make that movie for $55 million.
Yeah, and like here's the thing: almost all of that furniture and stuff was like fabricated or heavily fabricated for all of it, and I almost want to believe, like, did he make this movie to get some really cool furniture built?
That's what I'm saying, man. Yeah, he just took entire sections of that house and screwed it to the top of his house.
Yeah, which, can you blame him? If you can get some of the best artists in the world making you furniture, why the hell not? Why not get? Because that's the thing, is like you go through his house. I really recommend that video, his house tour, because he just has props and automatons and animatronics and all of this really cool shit, and the house is my dream. I want to live there so bad.
I think the thing that I've seen is, doesn't Conan have a video where he goes through
Andy Richter? It is for the Conan show. Okay. Andy goes through and he breaks something.
That's
or
what
a cameraman
I've seen.
breaks something.
I don't think I've seen the full.
So he has like an extended one, but he's just like he's like walking through his home theater, and he's like, there are over 10,000 DVDs, VHS, laser discs, Betamax in this room. And he's built a place that is like essentially for weird brains to go and be surrounded by creativity. He has rooms that are just for research and drawing. He has like hidden rooms. He installed a rain room, so it like simulates rain, like what it would be like on the walls inside to rain, and that's where he does all of his writing. Like
I love that.
It is a gorgeous house that is just overflowing with stuff, like in a way that I like. It feels like a museum.
Yeah.
But a museum for a crazy person.
Yeah.
Like, it's amazing. I love it. I love Guillermo del Toro.
Do we want to get into a spoilery conversation about the twists in this movie?
Yes. I want you to read your review on Letterboxd.
Let me pull it up.
Because it made me laugh really hard. And then, yes, let's talk about the reveal.
My review for the film was, I mean, if I had the option of Charlie Hunnam or Tom Hiddleston and a little bit of Jessica Chastain Strange on the side, why not open it up and get all three? Incest is the answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was not expecting that.
Yep.
Until there's a point in the movie where it's like it's like some of that like structural stuff. They show a newspaper clipping of the brutal murder of the mom, and then it shows the two children in the house, and I'm like, that super gay for some reason, that like super gave that away to me.
Yeah.
And I kind of I don't know. I wish they would have held that piece of the information off, like literally just the fact that the two children were in the phone. I don't know. Like, but the fact that not only are they bumping uglies, we also get to see it. Like, there's also a scene where she's freaking, I'm trying to think of a funny way to put it that isn't just jacking him off. Yeah, I was not expecting that.
Real dark.
Yeah, real fucking weird, man.
Yeah, and I don't know if that is like some kind of gothic romance staple of like the incestuous family or something like that. Like, I don't know. I'm not familiar enough. I love gothic romance, but I'm not familiar enough with like the like wider range of that genre.
The cliches.
Yeah, so it's like I don't know, but it is a choice, and like don't get me wrong, it's effective. It's an effective choice. Like, it works.
This is not a critique. This is not a criticism. Yeah. It's crazy.
It's just like, a crazy thing. Yeah.
And then when she stabs him in the fucking face, wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. And then his like eye is starting to bloody as he's pulling it. And then really cool.
A single bloody tear drops down his face. There's so many things like that of like, one bloody tear. Right?
And then the last confrontation when she's like, he's behind you, you know?
Yeah.
And she like turns, and doesn't she say father? Does she say father?
I don't actually know. I don't think so.
I think she says something, but it's Tom Hiddleston, you know, and it's like him. He's already a ghost, and he looks so different from all the rest that we've seen thus far. With again like that kind of like underwatery blood vapor effect. I really like that. It's cool. And then cool. Jessica Chastain gets bashed over the head, and But first of all, what was her hang up with not loving Charlie Hunnam?
I don't know. He's too perfect.
But you know what I mean? Like, it's not one of those things where it's like there's this one thing. It's like he's the obvious choice. Like, he respects you.
Yeah.
He cares about you. He introduces you to some of his weirder beliefs and creativity, and accepts you for your writing. Maybe he doesn't accept the writing as much. Maybe he's not as instantly invested, but he's not as like don't do this as so many other people. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe this is my preference for how handsome he is in this movie.
Yeah.
And I like Charlie Hunnam. Anyway, what? Who are you talking about? Anyway, that was one thing that's like, it's part of the genre, I'm sure. It's part of the frustration of they have to have the guy that you should want to be with because he's perfect. Like, but again, it's fun that he gets to then be a damsel in distress, where it's like he shows up to save the day and then just doesn't. Like,
again, what a great choice.
Yeah, I really like that. There's been a few other examples of that in movies, and I'm like blanking on them. But yeah, this is a really cool movie, dude. Like, it's
absolutely fascinating.
Yeah,
and this will be a rewatch of a somewhat frequent rewatch for me, I think.
This feels like a great movie to have on. I mean, this is an absolute compliment. A great movie to have on in the house while you're doing other stuff.
Yes,
because it's like it's gorgeous, and the music is really great, and it sounds really good. But like this, like I was talking to Kylie, I was talking to a friend of ours, and about this movie. I was like, "Have you seen this one?" And she's like, "Yes." I feel like sometimes I put it on in the background on mute. Where she's like, I don't love the story, but I love everything else about it.
Yeah.
And that is about how I feel, where it's like, I think the story's good. I think it's serviceable. I think it has good characters and stuff. But like, the best part about this movie is the filmmaking and the craft that went into it.
I think I think the script can be a little overwrought occasionally. Yes. Like the actual like dialogue can be a little on the nose. And like, look, we're going for, again, that kind of gothic romance. Like they're laying on the prose pretty heavy.
Subtlety is not exactly what this is about. It's more about like big grand things and sets and atmosphere and I think that tone doesn't exactly sit perfectly for a modern audience. You know what I mean? Like, as clear by the fact that this movie isn't like the best reviewed thing he's ever made. Well, I'll compare it to the my other gothic romance that I really love, which is The Haunting of Bly Manor.
Yeah.
Which I love that show, and it is definitely less of a horror show than something like Hill House.
Yeah.
Or even Midnight Mass. Like, Midnight Mass is not particularly like terrifying horror, but it's more in the genre of a horror project than Bly Manor, which is much more of a gothic romance. Like, all of the villains in Bly Manor are tragic and really like you kind of understand it. And it's really at its core about two people falling in love and, you know, the loss of a love and like being haunted by it. I love Bly Manor, but Bly Manor's way more modernly, you know, like you said, the modern sensibility of Bly Manor really helps it without without sacrificing that really moody location and moody atmosphere and really prosy dialogue. You know, like it's good shit. I really love it, but I do agree that the script on this can be a little overwritten.
Yeah.
But again, it's not. It's. I like this movie still.
That's that. Yeah. But I think watching this movie on mute or with just the score, like if this movie was a silent movie, I think it would almost be better. Like
I'm shocked there's not a score version of it, because like some movies will do that. They'll put out just score tracks where they remove all the dialogue, and sound effects, and just make it like a montage. And this one would be a great one for that.
You could understand everything about this movie without hearing any of the dialogue.
Yeah. Oh, completely. Yeah.
Like,
and that is the credit to Del Toro and his like masterful directing. You know what I mean? Like,
I can't think of a single aspect of it that you wouldn't understand without the dialogue.
Like the one thing is some of the information revealed like in the little audio recordings might be a little bit harder to make the connection on, but you would still get that the poison is coming from the tea. Like just by being basic knowledge, you would understand that. You
see the pictures of him and the previous women. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you see the photos. We have a visual.
There's some kind of
specifically, but like.
You know, there's like a document that's hanging over their head, you know, and like that's the scene where he like taps the document. But like you would maybe not get 100% of exactly the detail they're going for, but you could follow the story in its totality, like without any issue. You could, at the end of it, you could go, well, this guy clearly was killing these people for this. It may make the Tom Hiddleston character like slightly more villainous than he is portrayed. Not that he's not a villain by, you know what I mean? He's definitely a villain still, but he's a tragic one as opposed to Jessica Chastain's like desire for this. Like I
do really like that section where she's talking about how monstrous their love is. I really like that. That monologue is great. Like it is like similarly like over the top is maybe not the right way to phrase
overt,
it.
Though.
Overt. Exactly. That's a perfect way of saying it. It's similarly overt, but in a way that I was like absolutely loved.
Yeah. I fully agree with that. And again, this is like lower tier Del Toro for me, but even then it's still made better than like 90% of movies. Like,
lower tier Del Toro is still like, just like you said, like lower tier Del Toro is still better than some most others' best movies.
Most things getting made, period. Like
genuinely.
Like I've heard the new Frankenstein movie's good. Like I've heard it's fine.
I've heard similar.
But I've heard the performances are like absolutely incredible, and a lot of the design work is really good. Yeah. Outside of some of the like CGI-ness of it. Which is a bummer, but that doesn't change the fact that like it's a Del Toro movie. I'm deeply excited about it.
Yeah.
I believe it comes out in theaters. There's like one theater playing like 45 minutes from me, so I'm gonna drive. But I'm seeing Shelby Oaks, and then the next day I'm gonna go see Frankenstein, and then the next day we're seeing the Mitski concert movie in theaters.
Hell yeah!
So it's like 3 fun days of movie watching for us. We're really pumped about
what days are those opening? What weekend is that?
What day is it? Not this week, not this weekend, but next weekend.
So like the 18th, 19th.
Yeah, so like Shelby Oaks comes out the 23rd.
Oh, okay. So it's the weekend after that. Okay, great.
Yeah,
perfect.
So Shelby Oaks will come out on the 24th. 24th.
Yeah,
it comes out that Thursday, and then Frankenstein is getting a very limited release. So if you want to catch it, try to find it, because it'll be much easier for you with Alamo Drafthouse.
And just more better theaters.
Yeah, but it'll be worth seeing in a theater because of the Del Toro fact of it all. Anyway, so like
I was so mad that the only place we were able to see Pinocchio was that freaking Studio Movie Grill for no reason,
in a weird shitty theater, and it still played great,
and it was still one of the best movie going experiences because I absolutely adore that movie with every fiber.
Yeah, we lucked out at having like 1 or 2 other people in that theater,
and it
was like
fine,
and they were fine. Yeah, and there was no there was no problem. People there,
thank God.
Yeah, there's a line in the show Firefly, written by no one. Funny enough, nobody worked on that.
It's weird how a show can get made and not have a writer attached. It's weird.
Yeah. Anyway, but there's a line where he's like, "There's a special place in hell reserved for something." It's like a spoiler for the show, for the episode. And then he goes, and also, or he's like, "There's a special place in hell reserved for these people and those who talk at the theater." And I think about that all the time.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah. Anyway, anything else on this movie, or we want to move on to our B segment?
Let's do B segment.
B segment. This is a cool movie. You guys should definitely watch it.
Also, go watch every other Guillermo del Toro movie.
Watch all of Del Toro's movies. That's the realness of this.
And don't do incest.
Good advice, Shane. Good advice.
Thank you.
I really hope they listen.
I hope so too.
All right, B segment.
We've talked a lot about Guillermo del Toro. We've talked a lot about his filmography. We've talked a lot about the reviews for some of his movies. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you some reviews, and you're going to guess the movie based off the review.
This is going to be wild. Okay, I'm excited.
I don't think any of these are all movies that Del Toro worked on, so nothing super crazy here.
Worked on as in some of them are produced movies, or?
All of them have been produced, yeah.
No, like, I say worked on as like some of them he has not directed.
Fuck you.
I'm going to fail those.
There's one curveball in here.
Okay.
And it's a really funny one.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Can't wait.
Quit asking questions, you shithead.
Semantics are important.
Here's the first review. There will be two reviews. You have two options. You have two chances to get it. Guillermo del Toro's enchanting fairy tale comes alive in this seemingly a seamless blending of practical effects and CGI, showcasing a vibrant palette that immerses you in its surreal atmosphere.
Can you read that one more time for me?
You're not going to get it on this one. I can read it for you again. You're not going to get it on this one.
Legitimately read it for me. I'm curious. I just want to...
Guillermo del Toro's enchanting fairy tale comes alive in this seamless blending of practical effects and CGI, showcasing a vibrant palette that immerses you in its surreal atmosphere.
I mean, is that not Pan's Labyrinth?
No. That could apply to all of his movies.
Yeah. Okay, next review.
Del Toro has made a film whose dark, sublime, watery beauty is indisputable, and whose story is so much an intriguing Beauty and the Beast ballad as it is a captivating homage to the different and the extraordinary.
Still be so many of his movies.
Del Toro has made a film whose dark, sublime, watery beauty is indisputable. And
The Shape of Water. Okay, yeah.
There you go.
Well, the reason I say it could be anything is the Devil's Backbone also deals a lot with water. It's a specific plot point.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's this very specific thing in that movie.
Here's the next one. That sort of horror is a lot more introspective and messier to dissect, but much like other films in Guillermo del Toro's oeuvre, this film is all the more existentially horrifying the longer it sits with you.
Is that Crimson Peak?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Next review. Next review.
This film is a haunting and heartwarming film in equal measure. This is a film about the importance of family and needing to make a choice to protect your family or live a longer yet forever changed life.
Devil's Backbone?
Nope. Earlier.
Earlier? Mm-hmm. Is it Kronos?
It is Kronos.
Oh, yeah. Longer Life. Okay, yes. That connection works, yeah.
All right, next one. Del Toro delivers a visual feast without falling into the style over substance trap. Plenty of eye candy and thrilling action, but not devoid of emotion. What's not to like?
Oh, okay, interesting. Is that a Hellboy?
Nope.
No, it's
ba. You got it.
Woo! Okay. Next review.
Yeah. This movie proves that Guillermo del Toro is a master of many genres, as he accomplishes with this film things that countless other big-budget spectacles attempt to pull off. Pure delight from start to finish, channeling the best that kaiju movies have to offer.
Okay, Pacific Rim. Yeah.
I was like, that next one, that one gives it to you.
Fair enough. That movie actually does have a bit of pulling at your heartstrings in curious ways. I love Pacific Rim. Yeah, that movie rules.
All right, next review. The next film. It's big, bloated even, impressively produced, but overburdened with import and foreshadowing.
Crimson Peak? I mean,
Nope.
Next review.
A wonderfully satisfying fantasy adventure that not only connects to the previous films, but charts its own ground with great effectiveness.
If this is a review for that Hellboy 2, Golden Army?
Nope.
Blade 2?
Nope. All right, think outside the box here.
Mortal Engine. No, and he didn't produce that. That was Peter Jackson.
Yeah. Hey, you're not far off.
Really? Oh man, what did Del Toro produce?
You said a name that matters.
Oh, is it The Hobbit?
It's The Hobbit. It's the fucking Hobbit.
Dude.
Middle of the episode recommendation, go watch Lindsay Ellis's videos on The Hobbit. Those are absolutely fascinating, wonderful video essays about the issues with The Hobbit. The things
They're great.
Absolutely incredible. The fact, my favorite thing about them is because The Hobbit was originally supposed to be 2 movies. I think that is part of the reason why Guillermo del Toro left the project, is because they wanted to make it 3.
Yeah.
And so the videos are titled 1 of 2, 2 of 2, and 3 of 2.
Yeah.
A wonderful little bit.
And the transition to get to 3 of 2 is really good.
It's great. Okay. Here's the next one. I almost said the name of the movie. Those who seek fizzier, stomach-calming seltzer at the movies are advised to look elsewhere. Others, like me, will surrender gratefully to the black and bloody enchantment.
Pan's Labyrinth?
That is indeed Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah.
Good job. I think that's the first one you got on the first review. So good job. Do you want the next one?
Yeah, well, let's hear it.
This film harks back to a time when fairy tales were dark and filled with life lessons prior to the tales being taken up by Disney's more family-friendly hands.
Yeah,
I think that's incredibly accurate.
Yeah.
Here is the next one. Like the greatest stories we tell, Del Toro's movie understands the world in a way that is timeless. It captures the heartache and pain, the beauty and joy, and the profound miracle of living. It is the best film Del Toro has made to date.
Pinocchio.
Yeah, good guess, good guess. Yeah. Do you want to hear the next review?
I do.
The story, which tries to maintain the connection to Collodi, I'm not going to pronounce the name right. That's the author of the original book. Mm-hmm. While differentiating itself from the Disney version, latches on to the Nazi angle. While that is a largely fertile ground from which to grow a story, it feels tired by the film's end. Boo. I agree with the first review better.
Yeah.
Here is the next one. This film is truly a masterful film, one rife with both symbolism and story. This is a poetic masterpiece, or poetic piece of cinema that manages to expose the horrors of war through the lens of fantasy.
Oh, the Devil's Backbone.
Good job.
Yeah.
I should have done Pan's Labyrinth later because that one, I'm like, knowing that Pan's Labyrinth isn't
also
in there.
yeah that definitely helps me.
Full of this is for the next movie. Full of imaginative creatures and settings, Del Toro lets loose on the fun sequel that improves what came before.
I'm assuming this is Hellboy 2.
It is indeed Hellboy 2. Good job.
Which, by the way, great movie.
Dude,
Hellboy 2.
I love Hellboy 1. It's crazy how good Hellboy 2 is.
I had a hard time with Hellboy 1 for a while. I've watched it like twice and was like, I just don't get it. And then I watched Hellboy 2 and went back and watched Hellboy 1 and I was like, I get it now. This is awesome.
It unlocks shit. That being said, I loved Hellboy 1 from the first time I saw it. That being said, I saw it when I was a kid. So like,
my issues were more like some of the decisions on like how his abilities work feel really conditional on what has to happen in the scene.
Yeah.
Like where it's like that bothers me. And then like you give up on that after you watch Hellboy 2 and you're like, holy shit, this is awesome. I just want to live in this world.
It fucking rules. Big dog.
Yeah.
The fact that they did not make that a trilogy is a crime.
Heartbreaking.
Against humanity.
Yeah.
Here's the next movie. Sure, Del Toro's usual flair for grotesque visuals is apparent, though these spiritual permutations sometimes feel too over the top for a narrative that justifies a YA range of intellect.
Is that Crimson Peak?
It is indeed Crimson Peak. Harsh review.
It's a little too much.
The next review is gothic romance with notes of horror, bathed in the unreal and magical colors of a Baroque Italian horror, and brought to you by Guillermo del Toro's beating heart of compassion in the face of evil, which is a much better review.
All right.
3 more movies, and then we're out of here.
Okay.
The film itself is a fantasy and so easy to fangirl all over. With an amazing cast and so much talent involved, it could not possibly fail, and it didn't disappoint.
Second review.
Yeah. Anyone can send an immense computer-generated vegetable monster rampaging at the base of the Brooklyn Bridge, but it takes a special kind of imagination to do it in a way that's thrilling, emotionally complex, and rapturously beautiful all at once.
Pacific Rim?
Nope.
What?
There's no trick here. You just haven't forgot. You just are forgetting one.
See, now I'm blanking because I'm like, what haven't I guessed yet? Oh, is this Hellboy? The first Hellboy?
It is Hellboy.
Yeah. Okay. I was yeah.
I wasn't going to try to help you too much on that one, but
I was like,
you'll
wait.
think of it. This was not that hard. This is the next movie. Del Toro's aim is brutally simple: to give your adrenaline glands a boot camp workout. Granted, the spin drive visuals and the hectic tempo mean the style is the content, but what style, what energy, and what a bloody great sequel.
Blade 2.
Yeah. You
Which
got
is
it,
a
bud.
super cool movie.
All right, last movie. Here, monsters are human, the supernatural is fraud, and we make our own hell. Too dark for the complacent current standards of Hollywood, this film won't win as many awards as Del Toro's other work.
Nightmare Alley,
Yeah. I thought that one was that first review was probably a little too easy, but I was like, I really like that review.
Yeah. Nightmare Alley is a good movie, not a great movie, but I'm really excited. They're releasing, Criterion's putting it out. They're releasing a black and white version.
Oh, hell
really
yeah.
Excited about that.
With that in mind, here's the second review that I think fits in that really well. A lot of directors love to make period pieces, but the movies feel staged and the actors feel too modern, whereas this film feels as if Del Toro went back in time and shot the movie.
It's true.
Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah.
Good times.
It's the game. You got everyone right.
Inevitably, yeah. It took me a bit on a few.
A couple of them needed a tiny hint here or there,
Yeah.
but you got all of them right, which is...
I'll take it.
Yeah. The one that I knew you weren't going to get, which was The Hobbit, because you know me, I love to throw in a hard ball in there. But you got that one too. With some nudging.
Because it's fascinating that he was going to make those movies.
It's like, I get it.
Yeah, I completely get it, yeah. He should be making Swamp Thing for DC.
Yes.
However, I am excited about... I love James Mangold, so I'm excited to see what he does if he ends up doing it, but I really wish it was Del Toro.
What was Mangold's last movie?
A Complete Unknown.
Okay, yeah.
Which is a good movie. I just don't love it or anything. But
yeah.
I love his like Ford v Ferrari and Logan.
Yeah.
He
was on a pretty good tear there for a minute.
Recommendations. I'm gonna recommend just all of Del Toro's work for one, but also
we have done nothing but do that this entire
we've done nothing
episode.
but do that. But like, look up some interviews with him. Look up long interviews with him because he talks about movies so poetically. Like he did a panel recently where he just bashed AI. And I love him for that. Look up that video of his house. That's really good. I'm trying to think. I've been watching a lot of spooky movies because it's spooky season.
What?
So let me...
No.
I know. Yeah, no.
My alarm didn't go off. Shit.
Yeah. I watched a movie from 2023. I'm going to just list off a couple things. This isn't necessarily spooky, but it is like about monsters, I guess. Nimona, the animated movie starring Riz Ahmed and Chloe Grace Moretz. Really fun. It's like a Netflix movie, I think, but it's a really fun, cool animated movie that I actually really liked. I watched The Wolfman, the original Wolfman movie, and really enjoyed that. I watched
the one
Black.
When did the Wolfman come out with the original? Which one?
41.
Okay,
yeah. There are Wolfman movies that predate that, but this is like the Wolfman. Yeah.
Universal.
I watched Blackula. And the movie kind of rules.
Yeah.
It's insane, but it kind of rules. And then I watched, I don't know what your feelings are on this at all, actually, but I watched Hocus Pocus for the first time, and I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun.
For a DCOM?
Yeah.
Shreds.
For like,
is that a Disney Channel movie, or is that just Disney?
I don't actually know. I don't think it's like a DCOM, how we think of DCOM specifically now, but... I don't know. It's like, it is a great Halloween vibe. It is a great spooky season vibe. Like it is not like God's gift to cinema, but it's got a lot of fun, practical shit in it. And it's like a good time. Yeah. I would recommend that to people who are like, I want to watch a spooky, fun little thing. Like that's a great one to watch.
And Sarah Jessica Parker opened something within me.
Of course.
She started me down a path.
You talk about it a lot, actually. That and I've gotten back into Naruto. I've talked about this before already, but yeah, so I'm continuing on my Naruto journey.
Hell yeah, big
reading the manga and slowly watching the show with Breck. So I'm having a good time.
Oh, are you skipping filler or are you doing filler?
We're skipping filler.
Okay.
Fuck filler, dude. Filler ruins that show. Literally, in the middle of the coolest things you've ever seen, they'll have like 4 episodes of filler for no reason. Like,
if somebody needs to buy a new shirt, we got to go get a new shirt.
Yeah, like it's you joke, but that's kind of definitely one of the filler episodes for sure. Like
there's like filler episode of like Dragon Ball where they need to go buy a car or some shit.
Yeah. Oh, there's a filler episode in Dragon Ball, like a famous one where they have to go get their driver's licenses.
That's the one. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
But apparently that one's kind of fun. Like,
it's beloved for how stupid it is.
That's the level of filler that we're talking about, though.
Oh, Naruto has like a 13 episode arc of them on a boat that amounts to absolutely nothing. That is just them doing weird adventures trying to get to a place because they were stalling until the manga got far enough ahead they could keep going.
But did they meet up with Luffy or something? Or
no, but that would have been all. I skipped it. I was like, I got there. I was like, can't do it. I'm out.
Have you? So you have not seen every single episode. You in your watches and rewatches have also skipped filler.
I have only watched the canon stuff. There are very comprehensive lists online of like to the point of literally like you can skip half of this episode if you want to.
That's funny.
Which I generally won't do. Like if it's a half episode, I'll just watch the episode. But I skip filler.
What's an extra 10 minutes? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like who cares? It's whatever. So yeah, I love Naruto desperately, but don't fucking watch the filler. It will ruin your experience.
Yeah.
Any completist out there can fight me on that.
Yeah.
Anyway, what are you recommending?
I will recommend a couple movies and some music. With a couple of movies, The Shining. If you want, if you're listening to this fucking episode and you've gotten this fucking far, you've watched The Shining. Go watch it again, you idiot.
Yeah.
But it like in the vein of the big haunted house of horrors, there's no better one than that, you know? Mm-hmm. And then also if you want gothic romance, visual splendor, go watch Bram Stoker's Dracula, you pussies.
Fuck yes.
I don't know why I said that.
Dude, Breck watched that for the first time this month.
Yeah,
absolutely loved it.
It's
she was
one
like
of my favorite
obsessed. Movies. It's incredible.
It is absolutely insane from start to finish. Nobody knows how to go over budget like fucking what's his fucking name?
Francis Ford Coppola. I wanted to say Apollo, and I was like, that's not right. No. Francis Ford Coppola. Nobody could go over budget like that motherfucker. If you ever want to rage bait yourself, go read the Letterboxd reviews for that movie because people are like, it's kind of bad. And it's like, what movie did you watch? This is not bad at all. This is incredible.
What did you want? What did you want? Because clearly you didn't get what you wanted, but oh my God, this is everything I've always needed.
I know.
Yeah, dude, I love that movie so much. Like Crimson Peak very much feels like a spiritual sequel to Bram Stoker's Dracula. In all of the best ways. As far as music, there's 2 records that I've been listening to basically nonstop. One, I can't remember the name of the record. Let me do the second one first. Geese, the band Geese, just released a new record. They're a rock band. Cameron Winter, his album, I think I recommended earlier this year. He is the singer of Geese. And it is absolutely incredible. It's like 8 different genres of rock all mixed into one, and it's super fun and super cool and really moody and absolutely incredible. Like probably like the best, most interesting rock band working today, right now.
You said Geese?
Geese.
Okay,
the record is Getting Killed is the record.
I will listen to that record today.
Yeah, absolutely love it. Like there are other like whatever post-punk and other like more specific genres, but like if you're looking for like a straight up like kind of rock band, they're the best ones doing it.
Cool.
And then the other one is a recommendation that I got from a friend of the show, Dylan. The band Quickly, their record I Heard That Noise. Dylan sent me one song and he's like, do you like this? And I listened to it like 6 times in a row because it is so fucking good. It it's quickly is much more like indie, like it's almost like what's the a lot more indie, kind of folky, kind of rocky, kind of poppy, or kind of indie popish. Super cool. I really, really, really like it. The song specifically that I like absolutely fell head over heels for is Hero. Hero's like the 9th or 10th song on the album. Hero, Raven, Drawn Away You Are. The whole back half of that album is absolutely incredible. And I can't recommend it enough.
Sick.
So yeah.
You like this so much you recommended it 2 weeks in a row.
Did I do quickly last time?
I think you did quickly last time.
Oh, shit.
I love this though. That's good to know that it's...
Yeah, no, it's made such a lasting impression on me. Like it is absolutely, like those 2 albums I have been listening to nonstop.
It's sick. I look them up too. They sound cool.
Yeah, no, I highly recommend. Oh, fuck. I don't want to recommend. I'm glad to have recommended it twice because it is worth listening to twice.
Yeah.
But
you recommending the band twice now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, that's the podcast episode. You got many things to watch, things to listen to, things to look into, interviews to watch. I'm serious about that one. Watch the interviews.
I like these bands so much. It made my music listening spike over the last 2 weeks or last
fantastic.
Month. Yeah, like through like September to now, my music listening has absolutely spiked.
Fantastic.
Anyway.
Spike your music listening just like Shane did.
I listened to 210% more music this September than I did the previous September. If that doesn't tell you something.
It tells us everything.
210%. Okay, I'm
You're
done.
really amped. I like it.
It's so good.
Yeah. Awesome. So you got all that stuff to watch, listen to, go over, get into. So you should go do that. Or don't. I don't know. Live your life.
But don't do incest.